Hi everybody, welcome to Well Britta Pilates. I have a 20-minute Pilates class for you today that's going to work all aspects of your core. It's a beginner to intermediate class, so anyone is welcome. I'll be providing modifications and ways to enhance it to make it even more challenging, but get ready for a really nice lengthening and strengthening workout. I have some disco music here to energize us through the class. I hope you love it. We'll begin in a seat on our mats. A mat is all you'll need today. Enough space to move, just like I have here. I'm down in my daughter's room. This is how we work it in our house. We have to find the space to do it. So you'll start here in a seat. You're gonna be tilted back a little bit. Right away, start to bring your focus into your core, pulling your belly button into your spine and lifting it up like it's gonna go under your rib cage. It's a scooping feeling, as if you had an ice cream scoop or a digger scoop. It would be scooping out your belly right through there. So you're in a little bit of a C curve in your back, and toes are here on the mat, and just lift one foot and then the other. Starting warming up in our feet, all the way from our toes up to our knees, into our quads, and of course into our abdominal and core. Really working the lower abs here. Let that be where the motion is coming from. Trying to start off practice staying as still as you can in every part of your body other than what is moving. Good. Go ahead and even it out. Maybe one more each side. And then we're going to slowly rock all the way down to the back. So your lower back will come down first, then your mid back, then your upper back. Finally, head and neck can come to rest on the mat, and go ahead and lift your legs up to tabletop position. So knees are directly stacked over hips. In fact, the further you have them away, the more challenging it will be. You'll feel it in your core. If that feels really intense, you can bring them a little bit closer, your legs a little bit closer to your belly, or you can even have one foot down. We're just gonna switch legs here. So you can keep one foot down for a moment until you bring it back up, but dropping toes down to the mat and then lifting back up. Let's add some breath. So as you inhale, drop your foot, and exhale, lift. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. You can have your hands down by your side for a lot of this practice, especially when we're on our backs. You can also bring them to your abs so you can feel where that motion is originating, where it's coming from. Dropping down one foot and then the other. Good. Take one more on each side or even out, and then we'll do them together. So both toes come down to the mat and then lift back up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. So let's do two more. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Last one. Really nice. Good. And then bring your knees into your chest. Take some knee circles here. So almost like you're making a figure eight with your knees, big circles, and then switch directions. And you can keep one knee in towards your chest, pull it in, and then your other leg will extend long. So I have my right knee in, and my left leg is extended long, and my left toes are lifted a few inches off of the mat. And then we'll lift up in the head and neck. So go ahead and nod your head up and curl your neck until you are looking down to your extended toe. I'm gonna put my opposite hand to my opposite knee here. My left hand is on my right knee. My right hand is extended long. And I pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. And breathing. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Already feeling the warmth. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. One more each side. And switch. Good. And then pull both knees into your mat. See if you can keep your head, neck, and shoulders lifted. If you need to lower to the mat, that's fine. Another option is you could put a block or even a pillow there for a little support. But try first bringing your attention to your core. Really pull your belly button down to your spine. See if you can naturally lift your neck up a little bit without straining it. Okay, we're doing a double leg pull. So pulling in and extending everything out. Both knees in, both hands in, nose to knees, and extending out. Maybe you're not able to go all the way in and up. That's just fine. Go to your extended place right here. Let's do two more. Extend, pull in, lengthen, and pull in. Good. Lengthen out and then pull in and lower, all the way down to the mat. Beautiful job. Extend your left leg long, and then right leg can be extended to the ceiling. If this feels like too much already, your core's already like, I'm not gonna be able to hang out here for very long, bend the left knee, bring your left foot to the floor. This gives it a little bit more of an ability to extend their right leg and keep it lifted. Otherwise, it's lengthened out, and then lift your left toes up the mat a little bit. Head and neck come up off the mat, so that knot and curl to lift your head, and we'll pull the right leg and then switch. Left to right. Pull, pull, and switch. Good. And again, if your foot is lifted or bent here on the floor, that's just fine. All it's going to do if it's extended is give it a little bit more length in that lever, so a little bit harder to work in your core, but still great practice, great strengthening. Let's do one more each side, right and left. Good, and then keep your right leg lifted. Go ahead and lower your left leg down and your head and neck all the way down to the mat. Good. Just going to give a little extra hamstring stretch here. And then walk your fingertips up. Head and neck lift up as you walk your fingertips up your leg, and then lower down. And we'll switch sides. So right leg can lower, left leg lifts. A little juicy hamstring stretch there as your legs are a little bit warmer now. And we'll walk up for one time, and then walk down. Feel that in your core, right? Great, and then lower your left leg all the way down to the mat. Really nice job. So we're gonna work on that head curl up just for a few minutes here. That's part of our practice throughout the class. So you'll just start to nod your head up and then curl using your belly to pull in to lift this part of your body till you see your toes, and then lower your upper back and neck and head back down. One more time. Lifting, look down, say hello toes, and then you're gonna bring your legs to tabletop position. We're gonna be here for some time, so if you're new to this or you're feeling a little bit in your core, you need a little bit of a modification, no problem. Bring your toes down here, or maybe you're lifting one leg and then the other. If you wanna go a little bit further, you're working on straightening out your legs. We're doing the hundreds. Bringing your hands here by your side, and you'll pump and breathe in for 5, and then breathe out for 5. And inhale for 5, and exhale for 5. Breathe in, and breathe out. If your feet are lower, you can go ahead and breathe in, and breathe out. So if your feet are lowered and you want to take them up a little bit higher for a little bit, maybe one leg extends, maybe the other one. Really nice job. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. We only have a few minutes left. You're welcome to bring your hands down. Not a few minutes, 2 seconds left if you need to. Support your head and neck. And inhale and exhale. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. Good job. Lower back down. You can lower your legs to the mat. Stretch out really long. Send your arms back behind you. Give yourself a little extra lengthening stretch here. Good. And hands can come back to your sides or even out for this might be easier. If you have enough room to extend them, or they can be in cactus arms. Bring your legs to tabletop position. We're just gonna slowly and slightly drop your legs over to one side and then the other. So knees are bent here. And I'm working as I shift from side to side to keep the opposite hip down to the mat as much as I can. So I'm not dropping down very much, but I'm feeling it in my obliques to be really keeping my legs lifted like that. One more time. Good, we're just getting a nice oblique stretch, and then this time as you come over, do go ahead and drop them all the way to the side. A little stretch here. You can bring one hand to the top of your leg if you want to pull it down. If you want more intensity, you can wrap the leg on top of that to really get that stretch across your hip all the way up your side body to your arm. Extend and lengthen. And then switch sides. Getting those obliques stretched out because we are headed up to a seat to work on some oblique moves, some nice twists, rotation work. All right, come on back to center. Extend your legs long out on your mat. We're gonna do the roll up here. Now this doesn't have to look perfect. You can use your hands behind your legs. We're essentially going to be rolling up to a seat. So I'm gonna extend my arms back behind me, and then my arms lead the way. They'll come up to the ceiling and forward. Scoop out your belly. Again, if you need to bring your hands behind your legs, if you get stuck or you're just new or you're just building that core strength, totally okay. And as you come up, imagining that you have a big ball here, like an exercise ball or a beach ball that you're gonna roll and C curve on top of. And then inhale to sit tall, and we'll go back down slowly. So I C curve here, my belly scoops in, my lower back comes down first, then my mid back, upper back, and arms extend back. You can see I scooched back a little bit on the mat here. That's totally normal, and I'm gonna talk about that as we roll back up here. Let's go back forward. So arms lead the way, lifting in your core, pulling, scooping in, round forward. Good. We'll do one more. So what I was gonna say is a fun trick, if you've been working on this for a little while, is to feel like your heels are stuck or Velcro to the floor there, trying to keep them where they are, because part of the naturally will want to scoop back as we roll down. All right, scooping out the belly, lowering down, trying to keep my heels forward. And then extending arms back behind me, and I'll roll up one more time. Scoop, 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 lifting, curving forward, big beach ball, big extended spine stretch. And then inhale to sit tall. Really awesome, beautiful. You can stay right where you are. In a seat here, extend your legs out to be a little bit wider than your mat. We're gonna do the saw. So it's a rotation exercise with a lot of oblique work. You'll be seated up with your arms extended out. You'll need enough room to turn with your arms, and you'll bring your pinky finger to the opposite pinky toe and saw forward. Notice that my back finger, my thumb points down as I saw, and I can look back in that direction. Then I sit up tall, really lengthen, like I'm gonna wring out a towel as I rotate slowly here to the opposite side. And it's saw, saw, and then back through center and rotate. And saw, back through center and rotate. Saw, saw, really nice. Back through center, let's do one more each side. Saw, saw, back through center, tall and lengthen, and then forward. Saw and saw, nicely done. Come on back to center, great work. We're gonna be doing some sideline work next, which is some more oblique work. Come on down to one side, either one is fine. I'm gonna be on my left side first. We'll obviously switch to the other side after. So the reason why it's great for your obliques is, one, we'll be doing some direct oblique work, but also I'm gonna be in this position the whole time thinking about lifting this lower oblique. You can be all the way down here on your mat. In fact, if it feels better in your shoulder and your neck to be laying down here on your arm, that's great. You could have your head in your hand, or I'm gonna be up on my forearm with this lift. That really helps me to remember to lift that oblique. And we're just gonna start, your back is parallel with the back of your mat, so straight line in your spine, and then legs are just slightly out, about a foot out in front. And we'll lift the top leg and lower. Lift and lower. Good. See this oblique work now. I'm working in my top oblique and keeping this bottom one lifted. And we'll go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Keeping that leg lifted. Kick it forward and then pull it back. Good. So it's flex foot forward and pulling it back. You'll see that I have my top arm here, hand here in front of me. That's keeping my body as stable as possible. So such a big part of this movement is actually stillness in the rest of my body. So yes, my top leg is moving and I'm trying really hard to keep the rest of my body still. It is a work in progress. One more. Good. And then go ahead and bend your knees here. Bring them in close to your seat. We're going to do some clamshells. If you want to intensify this, you can lift your toes up off the mat. Either place where you are, you're just lifting in that top hip. It is not about showcasing or this huge range of mobility here in your hips. It's really just about opening and closing, and you will feel it in that top glute, and then keeping your obliques on. And we'll go for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one. Nicely done. Okay, this is where the oblique work is really gonna come and play. Go ahead and extend your legs out long. Shift over to your bottom glute, so that fleshy part of your seat that's on the mat there. You're gonna shift off of the bonier part of your hip onto your fleshy seat. We're gonna be doing some oblique crunches here. Come up to your forearm if you're not already there. You're gonna use that arm for a lot of support here as you lift and lengthen. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Nicely done. Good. Go ahead and give yourself a stretch out, lengthen. And then come on up. Keep your legs where they are, but bend your knees. And with the part of your body that was just down on the mat, the oblique that was there, you'll stretch up and over towards your toes. So I'm in a nice moon, half moon curve here with my hands reaching up and over. Good, and then we'll switch directions. Go ahead and come onto your other side, other oblique down on the mat. Again, your spine is parallel with the back of the mat, legs are a little bit out in front of you. Find the arm variation where you want to be with your head and your neck, and then we'll lift the top leg. Feeling like you're really lifting from this pant seam, like it's getting pulled up to the ceiling. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Then go ahead and flex your foot and kick. Point it and pull back. This is where I'm working on not shifting my body too much, trying to keep the stillness in my upper body, in my other leg, and my hips from moving around. It's challenging. For 2. Last one. Good. And then bend in your knees, clamshells here. So feet are a little bit lifted if you want a little bit more intensity, but trust me, opening clamshells with your feet on the ground too. Woo! And again, not about the range of mobility. None of these moves really are. It's just about keeping the stillness in the rest of your body so that we can strengthen those core muscles. 3, 2, last one. Lengthen out your legs. We're finding that fleshy part of your seat, the seat that's more closer to the floor here. And then we're lifting up and it lengthen. And up and lengthen. 3, 2, and 1. Really nice job. Good. Just a few more minutes here left in class. We're going to take a few minutes on your belly. If by chance you're pregnant or you don't want to be all the way down to your belly, you can come to a quadruped position and you could do some extends and pull in. Tons of core strength there. And then of course, moving to the other side if you'd like. Well, if you are comfortable coming down to all the way down, you can be in a modified plank and then slowly lower down to the mat. And we're going to set up for a swan pose here. So feet are a little bit further apart, about the length of your mat. Be quite that much. And then bringing your hands to the sides of your chest, lifting up here. Press your pelvic bone, so your front pelvic bone down to the mat, and then pull your belly button in. So make it feel like you can lengthen all the way from your tailbone to your spine. So not scrunching here, but lengthening. And then look to your left and to your right, and to your left, and to your right. Really nice job. And then slowly lower down to the mat. We're going to swim today. So arms are extended out in front of you, and it just is what it sounds like. It's similar to a Superman pose. You'll lift your legs, lift your arms. The crown of my head is extending really far forward, so I'm lengthening from my tailbone all the way to the top of my head. And then I'm gonna swim. We're holding here and swimming for 10, 9, 8, good job, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower down. Beautiful. You can press yourself up back into that swan. It's sort of similar to an upward facing dog. The tops of my feet are pressing into the mat, and then press back to child's pose. Knees out wide, toes touch. Great, and then come on forward. We'll come to a seat one last time. We're gonna do some rolling like a ball to get a little extra massage in your spine, a little stretch there. It'll feel really good and it's fun. So in a rolling like a ball, it is just what it sounds. We're going to roll up and down like a ball. The closer, the smaller you make your ball, the more challenging. Sometimes I have students put a block between their heels and their seat to keep it in there. So you can imagine that if you want to intensify this a little bit. Otherwise, wherever you are, you can take your hands behind your legs, to your front, to your feet, and you'll roll back and forward. And then if you're intensifying this, or you've been there for a while, maybe you're able to find a seat up at the top where you pause, roll back, pause. One last time, good. And then do come up here. You're welcome to have your toes down on the mat. We're gonna do one teaser to end class. So similar to where we started, lifting feet up off the mat. You'll go ahead and lift both legs. Maybe this is where you stay today. So your hands could be behind your leg. If you want to extend the arms out, you can do that. If you want to extend your legs and come back into that C curve, scooping out your belly, we'll hold. You got it. 3, 2, last one, and lower down. Good. Extend your arms long back behind you. Amazing, amazing job. If you have a few minutes here to stretch, that's great. You can bring your figure 4 position, your foot or your ankle over your thigh here, and give yourself a little hip stretch, a little inner thigh stretch. Always feels good, letting your heart rate come down. Then switch sides. I hope you enjoyed this. Pilates has been such a great practice for me in strengthening and also lengthening and functional strength training, meaning I can feel this in my day-to-day life that I've been practicing this. My balance is better. The things I love to do, I'm able to do easier. Go ahead and roll on up to come to a seat. I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for more wellbritta.com Pilates to come. Let me know what you think about it. I'd love to have any requests if you want more yoga, Pilates, whatever. And thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.